Okay, so what we're going to look at now is the link question, which is also known as the writer's argument question. And yes, we're going to get to that right now. Okay, so get ready. Okay, so the link question or the writer's argument question is a question which asks us to look at different parts of the text and then to basically say how they're linked, just like the name tells you. Now, the easiest way for me to explain this question, okay, is through a picture. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look at this picture, okay, and then make your own version of it. Okay, so what we have at the top is we have a paragraph. So this would be paragraph 1. We then have this thing in the middle called a link. And then at the bottom, what we have is paragraph 2. So make your own rough version of this. Okay. Now, the key thing to note is that you have 2 paragraphs, okay, and then you have something in between them that sort of connects them in some way. Okay, this is how to think about link questions. They are all about how does this part of the text, maybe a sentence or a few sentences, how does that act as like a sort of bridge between what comes before and what comes after? So the link question is all about how does this one part of the text, again, maybe it will be a sentence or a few sentences, how does this act as a bridge? Yeah, how does it relate to what comes before? And how does it relate to what comes after? Now, at National 5, most of the time, you will only be asked, okay, to link in one direction. So at National 5, very likely you will only be asked, for example, how does the link connect forward? Or you will only be asked, how does the link connect backwards? Very likely that's the case. Now at higher level, it's different. You will be asked, very likely you'll be asked in both directions. So you'll be asked, how does this act as a link in the text? And it will be 2 marks, and it will, to get the marks, you will have to demonstrate how it links backwards, how it connects to what came before, and how it connects to what comes after. Okay, now the purpose, as I said, okay, the purpose of the question, the point of the question is, can the student show, can you show how different parts of the text are connected? Can you show you understand? Can you show you understand? You understand how parts of the text are connected. Can you demonstrate understanding of that? Okay. And can you demonstrate you know how to analyze it, yeah? Which you do via your answer. Basically, do you understand, do you know how this thing acts as a link? Okay. Now, how do you do this question? What are the steps? Okay, so just make your heading how to do it. Okay, and the steps are as follows. There you go. So you go to the lines with the link, and you will be told this in the in the questions. So this again obviously is for RUAE. So the question will say go to lines 10 to 12, for example, and explain how this acts as a link at this point in the passage. So go to the lines with the link. Then what you want to do, okay, is you want to quote a part of the link, yeah? So quote some part of the sentence or the sentences. I'm going to show you exactly what this means in just a second. Then what you do, okay, and when you do this, what you want to do, okay, is you want to make sure you identify which part of the link connects forward, which part of the link connects backwards. Okay, so like I said before, the link, yeah, is gonna, most cases, the link is gonna have something that connects forwards, and also it will contain something that connects backwards. So what you want to do is you want to identify that. Okay, you want to identify that, and you maybe even want to underline that, yeah? You want to underline that before you even get started. So then you're sure. You can even put, you know, an arrow forward and backwards, so then you know, okay, this is exactly what, this is the part that goes back, this is the part that goes forward. Okay, then once you've done that, what you do is you quote part of the link, okay? And just, for example, just to make it easy, we'll say you quote the part that links backwards. Then you say this links back to. Then you go to the paragraph before and you write a quote from that paragraph. Again, I'm going to show you all of this in a minute. Then you explain what that quote says in your own words. And you can start it off by saying this shows, and then put in your own words. And then again, if this is at Nat5, most likely you'll only need one link. If it's for higher, you will need both, yeah? Most likely you're going to need both. Now, if you want to be really clever, if you're at Nat5 or at higher, you can just do both, yeah, all the time. If there is an opportunity to do both, you can just do both to guarantee that you get the mark. Okay, now let's have a look at an example question. Okay, so we have the question here. We have two, like I said to you before, we have two paragraphs. We have the one above, paragraph 1. We have the one below, paragraph 2. Okay, and then we have this thing in the middle, which is the link. Now, sometimes the link might be part of the paragraph, as in it might not be separated in this way. So all you need to think about is you have something that comes before and you have something that comes after. The bit in the middle is what connects to what comes before and what comes after. Think about it that way. Okay, so what we do is we underline, like I said, the part of the link that connects backwards, which is this, okay? And then we underline the part that connects forward, which is this, okay? Because this here is all talking about problems that the school was having. So this question is all about, there was a school that was having problems, and then a new head teacher came in and he decided to fix the problems. Excuse me. He decided to sort of try and fix the problems. So terrible problems connects back to the part that talks about issues they were having. Makes sense? And then the strategies into operation connects forward to the different things that the new head teacher tried to do to fix these issues. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a very quick example answer. Okay, so we've underlined the parts of the link. I know which part links backwards. I know which part links forward. So now I can do my answer. Okay, and what I do is I begin with the link. All right, so terrible problems, which is from the link, links back to. Do you see how it's word for word? And remember, when you're doing this, you can do the same exact word for word. And then I quote the part from before, acts of violence. So terrible problems links back to acts of violence. Okay. And now all I have to do is just put this acts of violence into my own words. I just need to explain what does it mean. So this shows how the school used to be filled with fighting, that is acts of violence, before the rector decided to make changes. So before the head teacher decided to come in, the school used to be filled with a lot of fighting. Very simple, very simple. Quote part of the link, say it links, yeah? And we'll say back, could be forward yet, but we'll just say back, whatever it links to, links back to, quote, yeah. So if it's back to, quote part of the paragraph, yeah, and then put it into your own words, yeah, explain what the writer says. Okay, and then again, if we're doing sort of both directions, we take the other part of the link, variety of strategies, okay, which is this part of the link, yep, links forward to, okay, so now I'm going in the other direction, I'm going forward, okay, and I'm going to pick this here. So I could have picked other things, but this is kind of easy to sort of understand. So variety of strategies links forward to money was spent. So I just quote what's said. and I just did a little ... to cut out some of the quote. So money was spent, and then it's installing a security system. So you can do this little ... It just means you're not writing the full quote, but it's okay as long as you've got the quote or most of the quote there. It's fine. And then this shows, again, just in my own words, this shows how school funding was used to buy equipment that would help keep staff and students safe. Security system. Yeah, security system. So again, all I do, quote part of the link, say which direction it links in, quote something from there, yeah, from the direction it links in, and then put that into my own words. That is all you do, okay? That is all you do. So that is essentially the link question. Now, after this, I'll have some practice questions that you can do. So just remember the key is demonstrating how does this thing, this part in the middle, how does this connect backwards? How does it connect forward? The way that you do that, quote from the link, quote from, say it connects, okay, whatever direction you want to go in, back or forward. Quote something from there, yeah, from what comes before or what comes after, and then explain that thing in your own words. That's it. Very simple. Okay, that is the link question. And yeah, good job.